Welcome everybody to another episode of Fair Faithful Podcast. I'm Brandon Frenio. Joined by me is my co-host Christian and Deon and our boy Deon from Night Gang Podcast. And we have a special guest, Chris Polo. How we doing, fellas?
Doing great.
My boy Christian's having trouble with his headset right now.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, now we can.
I pulled everything out because fucking Restream ass. Always issues with this shit.
This is why I stay on StreamYard, man.
Oh, Brandon, I told him to go back to StreamYard.
I can't get all this shit that I have right here. You know, like with the videos, the clips, and like all that stuff that I usually do. That's the only reason why I didn't go back.
You should be able to move it.
I don't know, but okay. All right, for sure. All right, so let's get this show started. We're gonna be joined by Rohan in 15 minutes, but other than that, training camp has officially ended. We got our first preseason game tomorrow. Chris, let's get your thoughts on how you thought the team did throughout training camp and from what you saw, what do you think so far, and what do you expect from Trey Lance and the O-line especially?
I think for me, the defense sounds like it's just going to be dominant. A big part of that is, or at least from training camp, there were days out there where the tackles weren't playing. And on top of that, like there was kind of musical chairs, like Rohan always puts it, with the center position. There's just a lot of inconsistency, so it's kind of hard to get really comfortable in the pocket for Trey when the O-line is completely different all the time. He started out the early parts of camp without Debo because the deal wasn't done yet until they got the pads on. But the chemistry he has with Brandon Ayuk, we finally got to see that outside of just workout clips, just like on a random open field. Like we got to see them in pads, like Brandon's running routes with Charvarius Ward. Like we could see the ball placement from Trey down the field. We can see really the catch radius that Ayuk has never really been able to show off all that much with Jimmy at quarterback. So that's really exciting to me. I really liked hearing the way the secondary played, just based on, on paper what the roster looked like, and also hearing what people were saying about camp and how the defense was doing. I kind of had the thought this is probably the best defense they've had since at least like the 2011 team with Jim Harbaugh. I was thinking this could be like the deepest roster, and that seems to be the consensus that a lot of people are saying. Is like this is arguably the deepest team the Niners have had in like 10 years and is deepest roster that Kyle Shanahan's had. So I'm really excited. Obviously, health is a big thing. Luckily, they've avoided big time injuries to big name players. I know Mo Hurst went down, but he only played like in a couple of games last year. So although it sucks for him, it's not really going to be that noticeable for the Niners as a team. So I'm really excited to see the way the defense plays. And in terms of the offensive line, I really want to see Burford. Burford, to me, sounds like they really got a stud. His status as a starter hasn't even been questioned since the OTAs. Like he came in, won the job, and it's really never been in jeopardy. So that's what I really want to see, because if he's really, really as good as people are trying to make him seem, I feel way better about that interior O-line, even though center is still iffy.
Deon, got any thoughts on top of that?
Nah, honestly, I second everything that he's stating. Basically, I don't put a lot of stock in what's been going on in training camp, just based on the fact that it's musical chairs at different positions on the offensive line. It looks like the only two mainstays have been Banks and Burford. You don't always have Trent Williams. You don't always have Mike McGlinchey. Hell, they're even rotating. They're even still ramping up Javon Kinlaw. So for me, basically, it's just a situation of, the roster being deep and them using training camp as a tool to tell them what they have in some of the players that they've drafted and even some of the UDFAs. I did see that Leon O'Neal, I guess he cleared waivers, so now he's back on our IR or something to that effect.
Yeah, I saw that today too.
But for me, man, honestly, it's just a situation of knowing who that starting line is going to be And I honestly think this is what happens. I think Jake Brendel beats out Daniel Brunskill for the center position. And I do believe that Spencer Burford stays at right guard. I believe that Daniel Brunskill is our do-it-all offensive lineman. He's not going anywhere. Like, we're not going to cut him. He's going to stay because he can play anywhere on the line that you ask him to. And Kyle said it himself, Dan doesn't really need to practice. He'll be fine regardless of, uh, that as far as that's concerned. So I don't have to worry about that much, and he should be perfectly fine as far as, being the do-it-all guy and possibly even a swing tackle. I know we're going to keep several more offensive linemen outside of our starters, but I find Daniel Brunskill to be the do-it-all backup, and that's okay. I'm all right with that because right now, Burford's got a stranglehold on that right guard position, and they like him. They like him a lot. I like him as well. I love the way he does his press conferences. Actually, my favorite person at press conference is Aaron Banks, because Banks looks like he's pissed off 90% of the time, especially when they ask him dumb questions. Like, his body language and his demeanor is like, you just said something stupid, right? You said that out loud. So I look forward to seeing Lance play a few series, and then they'll most likely get him out of there. But honestly, going into this game, the curiosity for me is going to be how well our DBs look and how well our wide receivers look, and who's vying for that 5th and 6th spot. Because we know that Debo, Ayuk, and Jennings are pretty much a lock for the roster. After that, you still got Danny Gray, you still got Ray McLeod, and you got a bunch of other people. So we'll see what happens. But
yes, for sure. So that was going to be my next question. Going into tomorrow night's game, how many snaps do you think Trey Lance gets, and who else will be out there starting with him in that time being that he's out there? I want to go with you, Chris.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah,
we can.
Okay, cool.
Hopefully it went out again. Okay, there it goes. Okay.
It's good?
You're good.
All right, cool.
Yes.
Yeah. But I don't know. I don't know entirely who's going to start, who's not going to start. I don't think Trent Williams is going to go out there. Does he need to? I don't think he needed to see that. I don't know if they're going to put McGlinchey out there because they've been kind of ramping him up too. Mm-hmm. And because of that, I feel like 2 to 3 series for Trey. I think that's probably what he'll get. I wouldn't be surprised if they want to give him a little more just because they kept talking about how he does need more reps, which is true. But I think 2 to 3 series is probably going to be fine, just because without the starting tackles, I definitely don't want to risk that dude getting injured. That would be a very terrible thing. So, and also from the thing from camp that we saw was a lot of reports saying that he's kind of running for his life at times, and that's really occurring when the tackles aren't there. So I'm just kind of thinking that the tackles are not going to be there. I mean, when Rohan jumps on, maybe he can give us a better idea. He's been there. So, if they do, then shoot, I don't mind playing him a little longer. But that to me is the key is the offensive line who's out there. Because like I said, I want to see Burford. I'm kind of waiting for the regular season to really judge Trey a little bit more. I want to see the regular season reps when he's going up against ones and playing with the ones. I think that's going to be the best way to look at it. I don't want to read too much into it this early and get into the whole he completed this many passes on this many attempts. I'm not gonna pick apart every single throw he makes at this point. I really want to see the running backs and Burford tomorrow. That's what I really want to see. TDP. I know Jordan Mason's been getting some praise from camp. Also, I want to see how Trey Sermon is looking, and I really want to watch Burford. I really want to see if this is beast.
Yeah, for sure. Christian, I'm going to hand it over to you. Who would you like to see out there, killing it tomorrow night?
I just want to see how the offensive line looks, really. I mean, I guess we won't get to see
the full extent.
The full extent, but I wanted to see how it looks.
Yeah.
I don't pay that much attention to the preseason too much, a little bit, but I'm not as. I kind of wait till I like to wait till week 1 and then really kind of get an idea. But you guys have probably been paying more attention to training camp and stuff than I have. But every time everything is going on, I'm at work and I drive a truck, so I can't pay attention to everything anyway. So
Yeah, makes sense.
I just want to see how the offensive line looks. That's our biggest weakness. So I'm interested to see how well they're going to do because I feel pretty confident about everything else on this team.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, for sure. D.
Yeah. I mean, for me, that's just what I wanted to see. I just want it to look like. Pretty sure the O line is going to be basically a backup O line. I do expect to see Aaron Banks. I do see Spencer Burford out there. And it'll probably be a healthy rotation of people. You know, they may even have Colton McKivitz start at left tackle. Right tackle is a question mark. Probably going to be Justin School. Just due to the fact that Jalen Moore is hurt right now, and he was playing right tackle for the time being when it came to, them ramping Mike Lynchy and whatnot. So I don't expect to see too many. Probably won't see a lot of Debo, not a lot of IU because everybody's just cautious, just making sure the guys don't wind up getting hurt. We already lost Charles and Eman for a bit, so I'm pretty sure basically that's the case. So that'll be a curious. I'm hoping that the next two guys up to start are going to be Diamado Lenore and Ambry, our draft picks. Let's see if Ambry is ready to be on the outside. Yeah, let's see if Diamador has proven himself enough to be able to be given that right by D'Amico Ryans to be able to start and get out there and show us what he's got. I know he started over Ambry Thomas, had that interception, and then magically he disappeared. And late in the season, Ambry starts playing special teams randomly. Ambry starts playing, starting for us. So it all depends. But I honestly think that for me, it's going to be a good thing to see how they look and what we've got in these backups because we all are aware of who these people are. We just want to see them in games and see what they truthfully look like. Hoping that, my UCLA guy, Quantrez Knight, gets some time out there so we can see, what he has and what he can bring to the table. We'll see a nice little healthy rotation. It'll be nice to see Drake Jackson go out there, see if he can get a couple of sacks, and see that flex, that bend, and that unbridled athleticism that everyone keeps raving about as far as the people in the building. So I would definitely be glad to see that.
Yes.
I was going to say, I think Thomas kind of proved he belongs already. His play down the stretch at the end of the season and in the playoffs. I thought he earned a spot as a starter.
Yeah, but he's been getting baked in Preseason.
Yeah,
okay.
That's the thing. Preseason, he ain't been, this training camp. He's been getting murdered, man. And the number one thing about Ambry is he's fast, but his speed ain't able. He got burned by Danny Gray on several occasions.
And I don't know about what the total numbers are. Maybe Rohan knows again, but I remember the first 20 attempts, Ambry allowed 17 catches in the first 20 targets of camp where he was targeted. I don't remember if that was like in scrimmages or if it was one-on-ones. I'm pretty sure it was scrimmages, but we'll have to ask and clarify. And he got bumped down below Tariq Castro-Fields in the depth chart when they were practicing. So that to me was like, whoa, like if Tariq Castro-Fields, who's pretty raw, has already jumped him in the depth chart, that's interesting, because they did get deeper at corner. My biggest thing when it comes to the secondary, because I don't even expect Ambry to, like, if you have Emmanuel Mosley and Travarius Ward, I don't even think Ambry's going to sniff a starting spot unless guys are hurt. But I want to see the nickel spot. That's interesting because we've heard like Denard, we've heard Womack. I don't know who else they might. I know that I think Tariq Castro-Fields might have saw a little bit of action like that earlier in the process. People have talked about, well, can Ambry play in there? I don't know about that, but that to me is the one part. I know some people might say safety with Hufanga, but that to me is the one part of defense where I really just don't know who's going to start at that point at the nickel.
What do they have Thomas running when he's giving up all these catches? Is he playing bump and run, or they have him doing zone and different things? I'm just curious.
I think they've had him doing everything. A little bit of
so, yeah.
everything.
He seems to be a lot. He seems to be a lot better at bump and run. Like he seems to be a lot better when he does the bump and run. That's why I was curious because when he was doing that towards the end of
Yeah,
the
but
season,
the thing
was doing really well.
they're not always going to. The issue with that is they're not always going to play to your strengths. You're just going to have to play within the system. And D'Amico has been very adamant in most of his interviews that they're just rotating guys in. I mean, you heard Kadar Holman out of nowhere, and you're like, where did this guy come from? So, I mean, when I look at it, I think it's just going to be a situation where they're going to try to get as many guys in to see what they can do, give as many guys as many reps as they can give them, and try to split it up evenly so they can, start making assessments on who needs to be cut and who needs to do what. My only cut that I want, y'all already know that. I'm telling you, I'm getting drunk when 10 gets cut. I'm gonna be faded. Be live because I'm be the only person. They said they hold them to possibly the end of cut day. And speaking of that idiot, I saw earlier where he was like, Jimmy never text. We've known that for years because George Kittle told us a long time ago.
Yeah.
So if Silver said because Jimmy didn't get back to him, well, cry about it because you can go try to find him and his fake ass elite arm talent, and you guys can have dinner, with his little porn star girlfriend or whatever. I don't know, but
and then you can talk about how Silver likes to block people that just tell him facts, basically.
He blocked me. He blocked me because he was going at people saying, like, he said someone was questioning his accuracy, and then someone was like, oh, because a quarterback is an incomplete pass, he's inaccurate. And I was like, okay, dude, here's a 2-minute clip that I personally put together, just some of his worst misses this year. He replies to me talking about how that throw is bad. And I was like, what do you mean that throw? There's like 8 of them. This is a 2-minute clip. And he was like, oh, didn't realize. So, bro, you couldn't even have the patience to watch a 2-minute video of film on this guy, and you expect me to think you know what the hell you're talking about?
Is this Silver?
And then, Silver. And then Peter Lucas, who has the Niner Fanatic podcast, he was talking to him and going back and forth a little bit. And then Silver goes back at Peter, like, making fun of his podcast name and saying, good luck with your career. Like, bro, Silver, anyone can do what you do. Any 4 of us can go on national TV and say something dumb, not knowing what we're talking about, and get paid for it. And then when people in the Niner community were calling him out, he blocked all of us at that point. So I'm blocking.
I swear to God, like, I promise you, I'm the only person in the hive that is not blocked by Adam Silver.
I barely,
because I haven't said anything.
I barely just got blocked.
Yeah.
So one of the I think it might have been Kyler Murray or Stafford, but something with their arm. So I was making fun of him and Cowherd. So I tagged them both in it, and I said arm fatigue podcast coming soon. And it was like quote tweeting. It was quote tweeting one of the ones of the other quarterbacks who are having arm issues. And then he freaking blocked me for it.
Yeah.
Well, you know what kills me is we're talking about this arm fatigue, arm fitness, and everybody liking that to Trey Lance. Kyle comes out and says he doesn't know a quarterback that he's worked with whose arm doesn't get tired at some point during the season, throwing a football on a consistent basis every damn day. And then
like a pitcher.
What happens with Matthew Stafford? Oh,
yeah,
tendonitis.
But it's not being labeled arm fatigue or arm fitness. It's being labeled elbow tendonitis. And now everyone wants to start saying, oh, we need to watch the Rams situation because we don't know if you really think that the Rams are going to come calling for Jimmy fucking Garoppolo.
Yo, I heard that rumor today, and I was like, what? I'm like,
now,
no way in hell.
Yes, Cleveland sounds really, really like a very, very viable destination. Because that fella's pushing for Deshaun to get a full year suspension. And they're saying, like, ban. I mean, I'm like, damn, bro, like, ban? Look, Ben Roethlisberger out here doing all kind of crazy shit. The Giants kicker was beating the shit out of his wife. But Deshaun Watson got to get banned? I mean, damn, we didn't even use these terms with these guys. But magically, Deshaun, we want him banned. You know, we're going to make a strong stance. And we're going to make an example out of him. Bro, that has 6 games handed down from a woman who did her research and looked at all of the facts and said, per your rules for the league, This is the punishment that should be handed out. Now I know Solar are on the train. Give him a year. He's despicable. He's this. He's that. Yada yada. Me personally, let that man serve a 6-game suspension in blocking football. Because you know what? Once he starts winning games, no one's gonna give a fuck anyway. I can guarantee you that. He's settled what 27 or 28 lawsuits or something like that. Just got one person bitching complaining. And we all know what civil suits are. It's all about money. We know that. So if you settled outside of court, you paid somebody. And that's all that was. So it's like, okay, you got your voice heard. You said what you said. Yeah, I look bad. I look horrible. That wasn't enough for you. You want some money. Here's some money. Leave me the fuck alone. And that's how civil suits work. When they couldn't, when O.J. Simpson got off, what'd they do? What's next? A civil suit. Why?
He lost.
Because I want some money. That's how it works.
Hey, but so when it comes to like the 6 games, she was just basing it off the one accusation. But there was technically 4, but she only based it off 1. So if you do it per accusation, that's 28 games. Or 24 games, my bad. That's 24 games, 6 per accusation. So that's probably why it came in low, because she's basing it off 1 accusation instead of 4.
Yeah.
So if you go off that,
I
then
mean, if she's a judge, she had to look at the facts of it in general. I mean,
yeah,
it's not
but
like
she was just going off 1, not the sum. She apparently went off only 1 instead of like all of them. So that has a lot to do with, I think, the lower amount of games. But I think like Goodell is extremely serious, because normally he beats around the question and he doesn't answer it or say much. And when they asked him about Deshaun, he said predatory behavior. Like, he straight out came out and said like the worst possible word he could say, predatory behavior. Like, he definitely has an issue with this, and that's what Goodell said. Goodell said it's predatory behavior from Deshaun Watson.
That sounds like something Goodell would say, though. Like Goodell says,
no.
Normally,
normally he goes around in circles and dances around the question. This time he came out and said it, and said we want a full year suspension.
Yeah, you cannot with this type of situation. It's not going to work. The public will look at the NFL, and that's even more of a black eye if you try to downplay this. And I guarantee you that's exactly how that's going to work. But Silverado Kev says Trey won't have to carry the week 1. He'll just need to take what's given, hit most of his layups, and extend plays and not turn the ball over. And we're playing the Bears. Like, the Bears they ain't strong in any way, shape, or form. And I know somebody lied and said that Justin Fields said that he was throwing the receivers that wouldn't make 6-string at Ohio State. I know that was BS. But let me tell you this. You know what? The reason he may have trouble getting in is because Restream is crappy when it comes to people being like a little behind as far as when they come in. So that may be his issue.
Really?
As far as Rohan, it's super meticulous. I did it one time with Mose, and he was using Restream, and I think I was maybe 10, 15 minutes late, and it would not let me in. Sometimes it's weird like that. But I agree. Trey Lance won't have to carry the team week 1. And Kyle basically laid it out there. He basically said, yeah, this is why I stay on StreamYard. I told y'all, don't mess with this shit. But Kyle basically stated that he's going to take care of Lance the same way he took care of Jimmy. Jimmy didn't know every fucking thing when he came here and ripped out those 5 wins in 2017. He shit playbook. He was just out there playing backyard ball, basically. And he didn't even throw a touchdown in his first game. We won that game off of Robbie Gold field goals. So he'll do the same thing for Lance. And, Adam Rank's going to look real stupid because he picked the Bears to beat the Niners in week 1. And he's out there just acting if it doesn't work.
We're going to start 2-0.
If Rohan can't get in, man, I can just create a StreamYard and we can all jump over to theirs.
Dude.
I'm trying to get him to maybe try a different browser, maybe.
we're gonna go start 2-0, dude. We got the freaking Bears and the Seahawks to start the season. We got a pretty easy start to the season.
And they might not have Roquan Smith. So that's gonna be
with him wanting to trade
Dude.
and holding out and everything
N'Keal
like
Har-
that.
N'Keal Harry's down, so they got Mooney, and that's it.
Kev, I'll send you the
And
link
no
right
offensive
now, man.
line. No offensive line, dude. Our defensive line.
I'll send him the link. I got him.
Okay.
Our defensive line is going to dominate that game, dude. They're going to bully that offensive line.
Yeah, there's gonna be some Bears turnovers in that game. There's gonna be like 2 or 3 Bears turnovers in that game, probably. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I mean, to me, those first 2 weeks are like the perfect situation for Trey too, because he's been going up against an elite defense in camp. He's gonna line up week 1, going up against the Bears, and he's gonna be like, "Holy shit, everybody's wide open!" Like that's probably what he's gonna experience. So, not having to face like a Bosa on the other side, like I don't know, he might cook in the Seahawks game a little more than the Bears. I don't know. Like after having a week of real reps against starters and having game action going into the next week, and he's at home, you're gonna need that prep because you go to Mile High. I don't really know yet how to feel about Denver. I think they're going to be pretty damn good, but I you guys know when we play Russ, man, it's just different. So
they lost their red zone receiver
Russ
though.
was looking real bad.
Yeah,
supposedly
throwing interceptions in camp.
And
he doesn't
supposedly
have any like breakout stars like he did in Seattle.
Well, they lost one of their better receivers, their red zone guy, but what's his name? Tim Patrick.
Tim Patrick.
Tim Patrick.
Oh,
Yeah,
right.
they lost Tim Patrick, and he's their red zone guy. So
as long as they have a running game still, I know Melvin Gordon. Melvin Gordon just went down, and Javonte Wynn's going to be there. He feeds off a running offense. He's not like that era. When you let Russ cook, that shit is exactly what happened to Seattle.
Oh yeah, he's gonna he's gonna destroy. But they still have Jerry Jeudy. They still have what's his name?
Cortland Sutton. He's healthy.
Cortland Sutton. So I mean, they've still got a viable tight end. So I mean, it all depends. You know, look at this Polo Love right now. Look at this.
Damn, Davin was coming out here, man.
Damn.
Well,
hey, go follow him, Polo.
I've been first of all, if I was gonna do my best Trey way, which I won't say the exact words on here, but this is egregious. You guys know exactly what that means.
Yeah.
It's egregious.
But if we getting Denver earlier in the season, they're gonna still be trying to figure shit out. So I wouldn't be surprised if we whoop their ass.
Yeah, man.
But that defense of theirs is pretty good. So
yeah. So for this game tomorrow. Yeah, man. There you go. Hey, so for this game tomorrow, basically, like what I did was some of the research I did. It says the standouts in camp are currently a defensive lineman, T.J. Slayton. He's a 5th-round pick from last year. He's been a pleasant surprise for the Packers, along with wide receiver Romeo Doubs. He's shining in the spotlight with Christian Watkins on the PUP list for now. So he's getting a lot of praise from A-Rod and company on how well he's looking at training camp. Rodgers also heaped praise on his backup, Jordan Love, saying he sees a ton of progress in his on-field work and thinks the QB is getting better, along with being ready for his preseason game. Rico Gafford, along with Rashawn Gary, have also been standout players for the Packers. They're both, of course, Rico Gafford is the defensive back, and we all know Gary's the D lineman. And with Noses Darius Smith, Rashawn Gary is going to be the main guy for them. So, for me, I honestly don't expect much out of Jordan Love. I really don't. Mm-hmm. You know, they're going to heap praise on him and say he's looking better and he's ready. But here's the thing: just paid Aaron Rodgers again. He just gave that man $47 million. So Jordan Love ain't gonna see the field no time soon. So he has nothing but time to just develop. Who do y'all think is gonna be a bit of an issue in this game? And we'll start with Lefty and then shoot over to Chris. Who do you think is gonna be the guy that we gotta watch in this Packers game? Who do you think is gonna give us a problem?
No idea. I don't even. I have no idea.
First of
I
all,
really don't know.
there's
I hate.
no Raider.
I don't.
Jamal,
I don't even.
what's up?
I don't even know anybody on the Packers, really. Anyway,
Hey.
not that I can remember. I mean, I don't think most of their starters are going to play, and
Right.
I haven't really paid attention to any of the new guys on the team. So
He out here. This is
Plus-
egregious, bro. The Raider helmet's been gone. Like, what are you, Davo? Are you blind? You're not seeing that it's
Davo.
gone, bro.
Come on, we got our championship Warriors hat out there. We got the perfect red and gold 49er hat. We're chilling, man.
Throwing dirt on my name like that—that's nasty work.
Damn,
Yeah,
Rohan's still freaking having issues, man.
Hey, if Rowan's still having
I-
issues, I don't know if you guys have heard this in the space, but I can actually just be Rohan. Have you heard that?
You can be Rohan? Okay,
What do you
so-
mean?
Okay, so if Rohan's really having issues, let me just fill in for him a little bit. Let me go to one of his tweets and do what I think Rohan would do to give some analysis. That's perfect because Rohan is watching. So Rohan, I'm gonna tap in for you a little bit. Let's go to one of Rohan's tweets today about an hour ago. Okay. I would not be surprised if Kadar Hamilton makes the 53-man roster with Ferret on PUP. You don't need to use a roster spot on him to begin the roster. Holman has finished or flashed in
Like
camp, I should
crazy.
say, and seems like a guy that the 49ers trust within the backups. So I think that the 49ers are really deep in the secondary, and I think that's going to be something to watch because Ward is not going to be playing. So there's going to be some opportunity for someone else like an Ambry Thomas or Tariq Castro Fields to prove themselves. There you go, Rohan. I tapped in for you.
I'm fucking dead.
I'm done. Yo, I'm not even gonna front you. That was
Yo,
not bad.
Chris.
That was not bad.
Chris.
I do have
You know
half
what I
Rohan's
want?
live streams. Rohan's actually really lazy, so he'll DM me and be like, "Hey, bro, I don't want to do my show today. Can you go on?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I got you."
Here
don't
go
even realize.
Joey.
Oh,
Joey
my
already
God.
starting
Go
with your
Joey.
shit, man. Here's
So-
Joey.
to finish your question, Deon,
Fuck,
freaking.
that's funny.
I mean, I guess I would say it'll be interesting to see if Love has progressed at all. You know, he's going to end up being sitting probably around the same time that Rodgers did behind Favre. So obviously Love isn't Rodgers, but I wonder if the sitting for a couple of years is helping him, and so it'll be interesting to watch and see how much he does get to play and if he's progressed at all since being drafted. Because this will be his third year now or fourth
For who?
for Love, third year, right?
Third year,
Third
yes.
year. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I know Rodgers sat for 3 years, so it'd be interesting to see what happens next year. Because when Rodgers loses to us again in the playoffs, I wouldn't be surprised if he decides to retire.
Yeah, I think the Vikings are going to win that division. That might be a hot take. I think they might win that without Devontae.
The Vikings ain't winning nothing with Kirk Cousins' worthless ass.
I don't know, man. They
I
were
don't know,
close.
dude.
They were close last year. They finally got rid of Mike Zimmer, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Bro, don't even get
Cousins
me
still
started.
can sling it, though.
Kirk Cousins ain't winning shit. He will
not gonna
never
sling
win a
it.
Super Bowl
He
ring.
could win the division,
can
but he's
sling
not
the
going
rock,
to
He
do
will
anything after
never
that.
win. I will tell you, he will never win a Super Bowl ring.
He would have won with
No,
us
he
if he
won't.
was our
He
quarterback.
won't win a Super Bowl. I'm just saying they might squeak out the division over Green Bay
Yeah,
because
but that-
Chicago's
yeah,
not
but-
winning anything.
Had
the
we
shitty
had
part
Kirk,
is you win the division and you don't go get the ring. That kind of sucks.
but
bro.
had
I
we
know,
had
I'm
Kirk
just
instead
saying-
of Jimmy, we'd have a Super Bowl right now. So
Yes, we would.
Yeah.
we would. We
Huh?
definitely would.
Kirk would have put
Oh,
up
we
fucking
definitely would have.
40 on that defense.
We definitely
No,
would
That
have.
Kansas City defense in that Super Bowl, we would have put up 40
I don't
points,
believe
not
in
20.
Kirk Cousins by any stretch of the imagination. I never believed in him.
So
Yeah,
much better than
but
Jimmy. So much
Jimmy
better than
Dude,
Jimmy had a 2 to 3 touchdown interception ratio in the playoffs in his career. If we had Kirk Cousins, we would have been fine.
Well, Jimmy's
they're
ass.
both
I mean, we all know that. And
Jimmy's
he doesn't
ass.
show up in the playoffs because he never win. He has never won a playoff game for his people. If you do not believe me, please go look at his stats. The only time he even did anything in a playoff game where it mattered, you know,
But-
I'm not saying that Kirk, okay, Jamal, I'm not saying that Kirk isn't better than Jimmy. I'm just saying that Kirk Cousins wouldn't have got us a fucking ring. I don't believe that. I don't believe Kirk Cousins is good enough to win a Super Bowl. I believe Kirk Cousins pads his stats so he can get fucking paid.
Yeah, but
That's
that
just
doesn't.
my opinion.
That doesn't. It's not about being good enough to win a Super Bowl because Jimmy wasn't good enough to win a Super Bowl, but we got there. If Kirk was there instead of Jimmy, why we're in the Super Bowl, we'd probably win that game.
with
That's-
Shanahan
that's
too.
Because not quarterbacks don't always just win
Nah, well,
Super
get the
Bowls
fuck out
because
of
they're
here with
good
that
enough.
bullshit.
There's been a lot of
Don't you
quarterbacks
do
that
that.
aren't good enough to win Super Bowls, and they still win Super Bowls. So that's like saying Trent Goodell for you weren't good enough, so your Super Bowl doesn't count.
Hey Davo, you know that if the Niners extend Jimmy, they save a lot of cap space. True story.
Yeah.
I'm just playing.
Am I right?
But like,
Dude, screw Restream tonight, man. This doesn't happen to me. This is the first time it's fucking doing this shit.
No, bro, I told you that's the case of it.
I've been telling him to go back,
that shit.
but I've been saying let's go back. but-
Hey, bruh. God damn it.
Oh,
No,
Jimmy
my
thinks
boy
it's-
Kev trying to get in on your base.
Jimmy
Shit's
just
not working
wins because
either.
Kyle's such a mastermind and we have a good team, and Jimmy does enough to not fucking lose it.
Bryce trolling. She's trolling.
He's
Yeah,
good
no,
enough. He's good enough game manager. That's about it.
I know, Mariah. I'm afraid to let it go too. That jawline, you won't ever get another jawline like that. Ever. And you will never get another guy who's gonna miss a linebacker right over the middle. You'll never get another guy who just can't throw down the field. We need him. I'm gonna tell you right now. No, to be honest with you, the person I am going to come at the hardest when we start winning games is Mike fucking Tannenbaum. I want to punch him dead in his face. He sucks Jimmy's dick on a regular basis.
God.
He's blowing his balls, the whole 9 yards. He is doing the most. Every time that situation comes up, what does he do? I don't understand why the 49ers are moving on from Jimmy Garoppolo. He took them to a Super Bowl and an NFC championship, and it just doesn't make sense. Why would you walk away from that? Like, get the fuck out of here.
What I don't understand is just because a quarterback went to the Super Bowl with the team, it's always the quarterback took him. If you look at the stats and you look at the fucking how bad Jimmy played in the playoffs, he didn't take us anywhere. He went for the ride.
Yes.
They act like Jimmy's the steam engine on the train. That motherfucker's the caboose.
Yeah, no. I remember I was watching I forgot what show it was. I think it was This Just In like last week or something. Maybe it was a couple weeks ago. And I heard Mike Tannenbaum say like Trey Lance is the answer for long term, but not for right now. He's really raw. I don't understand the rush
I got you,
to
Dad.
move on from a guy. He said, I don't understand the rush to move on from a guy who's playing at such a high level. That's what he said, word for word. And I was like, high level? I don't know about all that, bro. Made it to two playoff games without a touchdown pass and 2 interceptions. I don't know about a high level. That was nasty work that he said high level.
Yeah.
Did y'all want to switch over? Because I can just create a StreamYard real quick, fast and in a hurry.
As long as I could pair my shit to your stream, I think we should be all right.
But
It's Rohan loading in.
I think
There's Rohan.
The roughest thing about the season is going to be probably the up and down roller coaster that it is Trey Lance this season, and not like a lot of Niner fans are going to lose their shit, and it's going to be hard to beat Trey Lance this season.
Fucking A, dude.
Because I bet you we're going to win some games because Trey Lance and he does some unfucking believable shit, but then we're going to lose some games because he does rookie type dumb shit. So it's just
but that's to be expected.
Yeah, but for us, but a lot of people are going to be all over him and acting like it's the freaking end of the world because he didn't freaking play like a Hall of Famer in his third or fourth start, and we lose a game.
That's because those are casual fans.
That's
They're
fair.
they're not fans like we are, where we actually pay attention to the squad. We see the games, we know what goes on, and it's a little bit different. When you're a casual fan and you're just watching to see who possibly could win or lose the game, that's all you're doing. You wake up, check your phone. Oh, we won. Yay. Oh, we lost. Oh, no. Like that's basically how that works. They're either casual fans or they're fucking Jimmy sexuals. It's just how it works. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, Rohan, can you hear us?
I can hear y'all. I don't know if y'all can hear me.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Phone on air. Finally. Oh,
Yes,
I
we can hear you.
finally got restream, bruh. Restream.
Restream ass.
Yeah. Man, see restream at
Now you
4
said
p.m.
something about
today
pairing
my own
the
stream.
channel.
Yeah.
Do you know how to do that, Brandon?
I do. I think I just need you to, what do you call it? Send me the link, and then from there we could try to pair it, because I know on here
Okay.
Chris was able to pair his channel. So
All right. Keep going with the conversation, Rohan.
Rohan, let's get your take real quick. I know you've been at training camp this past week as well, and everything. How has Trey progressed, and how do you think, how long do you think he's going to play tomorrow night?
I mean, I don't play. He'll play less than a quarter, maybe at max 1/4. Well, I know it's important to get trans reps tonight, but in my opinion, if you're not playing him with the entire first team off Trey Lance, like I don't want him the second team offensive. That's just not in general how the 49ers should go about it, because it's give him an actual game experience where he's going to play with his actual people. He might have to play where he understands how much
We lost him.
It's frozen.
Oh, Wally's in here.
Wally.
Hey,
How's
I
it
know
going?
him. He's my cousin. Wally's so funny. I love Wally.
Dude. Okay. This really sucks because I don't know.
I'm sending you the link right now, bro. Let me
Okay. All right. So everybody in the chat, we are switching over to StreamYard. Deon's setting up his page right now. So give us a minute. We're having bad technical difficulties right now. Don't know why, but give us a minute and we'll be back. Give us are you sending it on WhatsApp, Deon?
I'm gonna send it on Twitter.
Okay. And then Rohan, will get you back on StreamYard for sure. And then Kev, if you're still in the chat, we'll get you on too. Yeah, see, look at Kev said I tried Chrome and Edge, no luck. Yeah. Kev ready to go, man, too. It looks like I'll be canceling this subscription and going over to StreamYard.
All right, I sent it to you, so
okay.
Should be good to go.
Let me get it set up first, real quick. It has to be away. Okay. Boom. Okay. Let me do this real quick. Upgrade. Sorry, guys.
I sent it to you too. I sent it to everybody, so we all should be able to get it.
You know what, Deon? That's why. It's because you don't pay for your StreamYard, do you?
Yes, I do.
Oh, you do? Are you doing the $20 one?
25.
25? Okay.
Yeah, so I can have a bunch of people on my shit. Yes.
Okay. So, okay. All right. Sounds good. Let me just sign up for this shit real quick, so I can make sure my shit works as well.
I think Rohan, everybody, a couple people already backstage. I got to enter the studio. Hold up.
Okay. I'll go into it right now. We'll be going over to StreamYard right now, so we'll catch you guys over there in the chat.